Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Today's tutorial we are going to see how we can use the spline command. Yeah, it's this one here. It's found on the command manager under sketch. That's it. So you have the spline, you have the style spline on the surface, then equation driven curve. Yes, so how do you start? Still, like the basic way, you always have to select the plane where it has to be. Then we shall come and say spline. So spline is generally an irregular shape. As you're doing it, it may be an irregular, but realize that we can edit each of the points. So if we have this as our spline, each of these points can be individually dimensioned. See, can be individually dimensioned. So by knowing that, it means that at the end of the day we can even create some part that is regular if they are spaced out equally, or if the dimensions are taking like a uniform pattern or a uniform interval between them. See, so this is a spline. It's usually used where we don't have like a standard form we are taking, but we are looking at the boundary around something. So if you want to draw a face of a person, we know that it's made of curves. Let me first save this. It's made of curves. So what you can do, you can come and choose your spline, and then you start drawing. Just drawing, normal drawing, like so. See, so from here we can pose around that slightly. And also your flow matters, you can see. So if I come to it, then like so. Let me first delete this. So that's how you can use a spline. So I've roughly drawn a sketch of something you would call like a head of a person. Now I can edit these points one by one to the point I want. Can click there, then I drag these guides. See those points? If I take that, it will affect a wider area like this, like so. The degrees also vary. So the same thing applies here, that these points or the guides will affect my work in that manner. So assuming I wanted like this point to come down, click on it and drag. Then if I want it to be curvy, I use that guideline to shape it in whatever form I want. See? So now I can have that. Then I come here like that. I also drag this down. And so drag this down. So that's how you can use the spline command. Yeah, the spline is so common to most of the softwares. Adobe, Illustrator, Inkscape, GIMP. At least somewhere you'll find that you will need to draw a path either by a spline or the bezier pen. So that's style 1. Style 2 of the spline, we have the style spline. So those who have used Inkscape or the Illustrator, you're familiar with this tool. Here there is a pen called the Bezier pen, and that pen can help you draw any shape that you want, then later on you edit. So for that first setting of the Bezier pen, for it it's somehow uniform, or it gives you a uniform curve being affected by points, these points. So when you adjust on the points, you're generally adjusting the shape that you've done using the spline, you see. So this one looks more of an oval shape, see, like the shape of an egg. Let me delete this face. So, see, yeah, for it there is more control of the shape, and it tends to affect like a wider area if you're editing. So see, that's how you can use that and say okay. See, okay, that's the spline. However, there are also more points like B spline degree 3, B spline degree 5, B spline degree 7. So let us try B spline degree 7, and we see how our work comes about. But all these, the difference is basically in the angles here, the angles that make up, that run from one point to another. Let us see whether we shall be able to identify that angle. Okay, let us see this degree. So this is 9. Okay, that was 9. Spline style. Let's see whether we shall be able to get a difference between. So you can draw any shape, like you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, so it is so important if you're sculpting something that is irregular. You can go ahead and edit. And I think, to me, I've not really gotten a very big difference between those very types in the style spline, but I believe still it's in the degrees how these lines are forming. So you can use that to be general, to be uniform. Yeah, so the last one is having equations. Yeah, and this level I've never used this. I've never used this, but I believe somewhere they are applicable. Yeah, so I won't look at that because I really have no idea about it. Maybe somebody can direct me if he's sure. I'm seeing enter the equation, then x1, x2. Yeah, so I believe basically it can be like an equation. Remember, these lines have got equations like y equals to x squared, then y equals to mx plus c, then there is one for y equals to x squared plus r plus those equations. So I believe you put one here, you put the general equation here, then xy, so it will give you the general the general spline, how the spline is running. Okay, but I won't look at that. That is just my idea and how I understand the whole thing, but you can go ahead and try to do some research about it. Yeah, so thank you. That has been the spline part of it. So easy, so cool, and almost applicable. It's almost found in other softwares for vector graphics and raster graphics. Yeah. Thank you so much. Subscribe and watch out for my next video. It's going to be about the text. Yeah, it's going to be about the text. Then later on we shall look at the fillet, the point, then the plane. Yeah, so we shall have covered all these and these apart from the dimensions. Then in the other series we shall look at these modifiers of our sketch. Thank you so much for watching.